Welcome to episode 39 of YOUx2, where we're on an adventure getting to know the two of us that are living this human experience, this human character that we're playing here, and this actor behind the character, a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. Hey everybody, it's your brother Zen, and I'm a wake-up artist. My passion is to help us all remember who we really are, and of this amazing connection we have with the Creator, with the universe, with Source, and those higher realms. We have been looking at the 4-part meditation that I call the I Am Love meditations, and we've been stepping through it, and it's a wonderful meditation that really helped me transform my life from one that had a lot of anxiety in it to one that has more peace and love. The 4 parts of the meditation are, number 1 is I am unconditionally loved, and then I am unconditional love, and then I unconditionally love the world, and finally the world is unconditional love. We already covered the first 2, so this episode will be about I unconditionally love the world. Filling up with that unconditional love from above and letting it fill us up is such an important piece of being able to unconditionally love others, because once we recognize that we are unconditional loved, then we let go of this long list of rules that we feel we have for our lovability and our acceptability. So we'll stop also policing others to that long list of rules. There's also a famous biblical passage, of course, that is all about loving others as we love ourselves, which is really reinforces the concept of the importance of that. Because if you don't love yourself unconditionally, how can you love anyone else unconditionally? And it makes you really look at the extent that we love ourselves is the extent that we can love others. It's also the extent that we can receive love from others. And it's obviously easier for us to unconditionally love others who are loving us and who we like, right? And that's all part of the power of this meditation, because when one individual sends out unconditional love at that frequency, that higher frequency, the higher vibration of unconditional love, it actually counteracts 700,000 individuals who are choosing a lower vibration that is more rooted in fear. And when 2 or more gather together with that unconditional love energy, it not only just doubles and triples, but it multiplies outwardly even more of an impact with that. And so in addition to doing that part, influencing that, our soul is designed to care for others. And when it sees someone in, trouble or needs assistance, needs help, our soul activates the compassion within our heart, and it wants to help out. It wants to send the love out. And when we're able to do some sort of act in the outer world to express that love, the love flows through that action. But in situations where we're unable to do anything in the physical world, whether they're way on the other side of the world or what they need we don't have in the physical needs, then our heart might feel this deep ache. And what that is, when our soul activates the compassion, it wants to do something with it, but like a garden hose that has the nozzle is turned on full blast, but the little squirt gun or whatever on the end of the hose that releases all of that is turned off. And so the hose gets tighter and tighter as the pressure builds up inside, and that's what goes inside of our soul. But what can we do with a situation like that? In episode 36, I shared a way in which we can send love out to individuals, a lot like we do in this meditation out to the world. And so we just take a deep breath and we allow ourselves to just fill up with that beautiful unconditional love from above, and then it overflows out, and then you picture it going out to that person, either like a stream of light, a ball, a fog, a lightning bolt, whatever it is, and that seems right and fitting for you on how you're sending energy out to that individual, to see it and watch it flow. And if you're concerned, like, well, the person that I'm sending it to normally wouldn't accept anything like this and they're resistant to that, send it anyway, because the higher being, that actor behind the character, is always saying, send it, I'll take it, and they will use it to the benefit of however they're wanting to experience. So we don't send the love with intention to go, I want you to do this and change that in their life, because who are we to meddle with the laboratory experiment that their higher self is having through that avatar? We just send love to them and we allow it to do its thing. But it does bring up a good question. What do you do about the situation where you're trying to send unconditional love to someone that you maybe don't, like your human character doesn't like too much or doesn't know? Whether it be political leaders, world leaders, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, ex-spouses, ex-friends, co-workers, whatever the situation may be, we can handle those scenarios by either looking higher or smaller. Like, what on earth does that mean? Looking higher is realizing that behind every little character that's out there, regardless of how evil they may be coming across, that there is that actor, this higher being that's a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. It's kind of like watching a movie, if you ever, or like a TV series or whatever, where they have these characters in there that are really good at playing villains, and you probably have someone that comes to mind right away. And then you see like a cast interview where they're all chatting and you're like, wow, they love them and they're hilarious and so warm-hearted, and they're all saying that they're nothing like their character. And the person might even say, I know, like after I have a scene with them where I'm really, really mean to them, I apologize because I feel so bad, even though it's fun playing the part because it's so opposite of who I really am in real life. And that's how we can look at these individuals that we might mislike, is we look higher and look behind them to this higher being that's behind them, that's smiling and beaming and glowing with love. And looking smaller is something that actually is very helpful for me whenever my human is having trouble, picturing someone in a way that I would want to be compassionate, that I want to send them love. And something that really triggers me and triggers the compassion within my heart is seeing a little toddler who is crying, or they're going through some sort of trauma, or how they're being treated or something. It just ignites this, within. And so when I'm in the meditation and spirit brings up this individual for me to send love to, if I'm in that place in my mind, I picture myself in front of that person as an adult, and then they start to shrink and they become younger and younger and younger until there's a little 2-year-old representation of them that's standing in front of me, and they're crying. They've obviously gone through something traumatic and they're feeling abandoned and unloved, and they're just sitting there bawling. And I just reach down in this picture in my mind and I pick them up, and they just grab onto me so tight because they can sense the love that wants to be expressed in this meditation. And they're holding on to me tight, and I just hold on to them tight. And I just give them love and love and love. And then they start to grow and they start to return to the adult that they are. And they still are holding on to me very tight, still crying, even bawling, and holding so tight because they're so scared. And I continue to hold them and continue to give them love. And next time in meditation, they come up. Sometimes I don't have to have them go to that child and return to the adult because the compassion has been ignited for them. Admittedly, I'm human. I have a human side. Sometimes I have to do it each time for an individual, as my inner child myself starts to feel more safe and starts to feel comfortable around that individual. In my psyche, in my mind, right? The little inner child of mine embraces their little inner child, and then I'm able to embrace them that way. So when I'm going through that with that adult, with that individual, I'm able to send all that love. I'm able to release the judgments, release the expectations around it, because we know, and in our head, that a mentally healthy, emotionally mature individual doesn't do unloving actions. And so when someone is igniting that kind of action in the outside world, we know they truly are in fear. And the only thing that can help them is unconditional love from themselves and from others. And we can also send energy to situations, like if we have a friend that's going through a difficult circumstance, we can send energy to the circumstance. Or if there's a battle of some sort, altercation going on somewhere else, or if there's even just the general threat of World War III or something happening, we can send this unconditional love energy to people, to places, to situations and circumstances out in the world. There was something that happened similar here in Colorado Springs, where I live, and it was years ago, where an individual actually had, it was an armed individual, had taken over and went into a place of business, and I think they had hurt someone already. Everyone else was hiding, and the person was like in the front, not allowing everyone to go. Police were already outside, and they were looking at how are they going to go in and take out this person so they don't hurt anyone. So the compassion ignited in my heart, for the people that were kind of being held hostage, and the police, and even, that individual, because I pictured it was a little 2-year-old with a gun. What are they going to do with this person, right? So I jumped on social media and just said, hey, any of my friends, if you're available, help me send love, unconditional love to this person, to have them not hurt themselves and hurt others and hurt police and turn themselves in. So we sent love and we sent love, and then moments later, they actually called them and told them that he was coming out. He put down his weapons, and no one else was harmed, and he didn't take himself out either. And I was like, wow, it was amazing. And then like about a year later, something happened in another city. And again, I remembered this circumstance and was like, hey, everyone, let's send love to this. Let's have it, where they don't hurt the hostages, don't hurt themselves or anyone else. And so we did it again. And again, this individual surrendered without hurting anyone else or themselves. So love energy works. And that's how we change the world. We can't change the world by changing people's minds, because we as humans, very stubborn race of people, right? We don't want anyone to try to change our minds. When we do, we get resistant. And so that's not how we change the world. We change the world not by changing minds, but by changing hearts. And how do we change hearts? By giving unconditional love. As we did with the previous 2 steps, when we are repeating the phrase, I unconditionally love the world, we can change the tone that we put on each of the words to add emphasis and power to each of those. We start off with, I unconditionally love the world. I take responsibility for the only thing that is within my control, my own emotional choice to love others. I can't control what others will choose emotionally, though I can make it easier or harder for them to choose love by whether I choose to give love or not myself. Then we go into I unconditionally love the world. I let go of my expectations of who someone is supposed to be, should be, need to be, has to be, must be. And having set myself free in the previous step of the meditation, where I realize I was made of unconditional love, I set everyone else free too. And then we move into I unconditionally love the world. Love, love, love. I consciously choose to have feelings of unconditional love toward each individual that comes into my mind during the meditation. Who is on my mind today? A world leader? Someone in my family? A friend? Whoever it is, I choose love. And then lastly, we go into I unconditionally love the world. And as I repeat the phrase, I imagine the love energy flowing out of me, creating a giant bubble around me. Then it moves out and encompasses the entire room, and then the entire building that I'm in, and then the city that I live in, and then the state that I live in, and then the country, the continent, and then the entire world. The impact and the amount of unconditional love that we're able to send out into the world and the influence that it has in the world is only limited by us. If we believe that our energy that we send out can impact the planet, impact the universe, it does. But if we also have a limited belief, then we're the ones that are keeping it small and keeping it dim. So the more that we connect to the unconditional love of who we really are and of that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that we are, the more impact we have in every area of our life. In the next episode, we're going to move into the final part number 4, which is the world is unconditional love. It also will be the last episode in this YOUx2 series, and what a way to end it with the final meditation that's going to include all 4 parts and allow us to feel the unconditional love fall into us, fill us up, go out to the world, and then we feel the love return to us as well. So in the meantime, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these videos, I also put out weekly energy updates for each individual zodiac sign, monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of the videos, be updated immediately when they become available. If you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then by clicking the subscribe button, you're given access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, there is an all option. And if you select that, 1, you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on the channel. And 2, you'll also be notified when I go live on YouTube providing free readings. Currently, I go live every single day providing free readings to whoever comes into the chat. And I actually go twice a day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you haven't stopped by and want to check it out, I'd love to see you. Also, doing all those things I mentioned helps spread the Zen Love. It helps my channel grow in significant ways as well. Because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, and subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so crazy excited, wants to automatically share my videos with other people. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know I am very, very grateful. And all the readings I do in public anyway are general readings. So if you are looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, all that information listed in the description box of the video below. Right, beautiful people, as you send your love out into the world, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So until we meet again next week, you guys hang in there and you take care.